Good afternoon on what is a cool and overcast day. It is Wednesday the 25th of August and I'm back in the reading nook with a couple of parcels. I have already opened my big box, which is a copy of the new version of Descent, and the next one is this. So let's see where I can find the, there we go. Get this open. Get quite a sharper blade on this. And what I have got is in there isn't, is A Master of Djinn by Djèlí Clark, and I'm terribly sorry if I've mispronounced that name. This is a steampunk urban fantasy mystery set in sort of essentially Edwardian times, basically in the Edwardian period in Cairo, essentially in 1912, and it follows on from this little novella, which is very good. Essentially, Nebula, Locus, and Alex Award winner Djèlí Clark returns to his popular alternate Cairo universe in his debut novel. Cairo, 1912. Though Fatma el-Sha'arawi is the youngest woman working for the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments and Supernatural Entities, she's certainly not a rookie, especially after preventing the destruction of the universe last summer. So when someone murders the members of a secret brotherhood dedicated to one of the most famous men in history, Al-Jahiz, Agent Fatma is called to the case. Al-Jahiz transformed the world 40 years ago when he opened up the veil between the magical and mundane realms before vanishing into the unknown. The murderer claims to be Al-Jahiz, returned to condemn the modern age for its social oppressions. His dangerous magical abilities instigate unrest in the streets of Cairo that threatens to spill onto the global stage. Alongside her ministry colleagues and a familiar face from her past, Agent Fatma, and it must unravel the novel behind this imposter to restore peace to the city, or face the possibility that he could be exactly who he seems. I'm always on the hunt for interesting alternate history novels, and this one certainly qualifies. Basically, elements of steampunk, elements of urban fantasy, against a different background than what you normally read. So usually it's a case of reading steampunk, it's against the backdrop of the British Empire, Victorian times, or a variation upon it, or if it's urban fantasy, it's generally modern, and basically it's set in London or New York or Chicago or somewhere like that. And there are lots of classic examples of both of those, and that's not to say that none of them are necessarily bad, but it's a common sort of like elements within those. So that's why I picked this up. And essentially, after reading this, which I really enjoyed, which is set in alchemy-infused Cairo on the forefront of social change, Cairo 1912, the case started simply enough for the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments and Supernatural Entities handle possessed tramcar. Soon, however, Agent Hamed Nazar and his new partner, Agent Onzi Yusuf, are exposed to another side of Cairo stirring with suffragettes, secret societies and sentient automatons. It's a race against time to protect the city from an encroaching danger that crosses the line between the magical and the mundane. So I think the other thing is that these settings are really interesting, also to role playing. You know, you could go away, create some interesting adventures, and using the elements of these stories and have a lot of fun with them. And it would be great if some publisher would pick this up and do something with it. The most obvious of which would be Evil Hat, because essentially they've done the what's it called? Basically the Harry Dresden Files, the Dresden Files role-playing game. But other publishers could do it. I mean, obviously, Chaosium is publishing the Rivers of London role-playing game based upon the books by Ben Aronovich. So you know, you can do it using Evil Hat would use Fate, and Chaosium is going to use a variation of basic roleplay. But there are lots of different options out there, so you know, whether it be generic or write your own. I would generally go with something that's existing, because essentially it's a lot easier to work through and essentially get all the details down of the background rather than worrying about the system. So there's lots of praise for this, essentially, on the back, which I'll show you. And it's what? 29 chapters, so an epilogue. It's 300 and 400 pages long. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I don't get to read a lot of fiction, but this is going to basically the top of my pile. Anyway, thank you for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please click the like button down below. If you've got any comments or feedback, I do take the time to read and respond to those as I can. I appreciate you taking the time to post them. And of course, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings here in the Nook, where you'll see me with some parcels, a book or a game that I can talk about for roughly 10 minutes or so to the best of my knowledge, then please hit that subscribe button. And of course, I won't be without my nice hot cup of tea. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.